Um, what event do you most want to occur when you walk out of your flat?
Well, I'm one of those people that really likes likes the idea of life being like a musical, and so I'm writing a couple of musicals. I can't read or write music at all, but one of them is June ! The musical, which I think is pretty much self-explanatory, kind of taking the piss out of the David Lynch film and obviously the Frank Herbert book as well. Lots of good songs like, you know, we're going to Arrakis, and you know, the idea of, oh, we know where Iraq is, let's go and invade it, and so on. You know, the Iraq bit obviously is obvious, but the second one is a musical about the 18th century Unitarian minister, natural philosopher, and political thinker Joseph Priestley. So should I do a bit? Okay. I don't really know what accents were like in the 18th century. He was a northerner, but I'll just do one. My name is Joseph Priestley. Some people think I'm beastly because I support the French Revolution. I founded utilitarianism and dally with vegetarianism, and I discovered air devoid of phlogiston. Oxygen, oxygen, oxygen. I invented soda water, and I drink more than I oughta, which means that I'm constantly in need of a... And I'm the inventor of modern historiography. Ography, ography, ography. I penned a work on English grammar, but then they threw a spanner in the works when they burnt down my church. I fled to the USA, and I live there to this day, and I've published over 150 works. Works, works, works. My name is Joseph Priestley. Some people think I'm beastly because I support the French Revolution. I founded utilitarianism and dally with vegetarianism, and I discovered air devoid of phlogiston. Oxygen, oxygen, oxygen. So that's going to be the main theme, but there's going to be a couple of other songs in there that I've already completed. One of them is I Still Believe in Phlogiston.
Is there any point in asking a question that already has 10 answers if you don't know one of them, and why?
I think that the important part of the process of answering a question is not the answer, it's exploring the question, it's questioning the question. It's not so much the answer that you come up with. I mean, I think it's going to be financially China's, but demographically it's going to be Africa's. The fact that it's going to be financially China's is going to depend partly on the fact that they have invested so heavily in Africa's natural resources. I mean, I've prepared some figures. I mean, if we look at in 2150, Africa will form 23% of the world population, and Europe only 5.3%, whereas at the moment they're roughly equal at about 12% each. If we think about it, if there's a sensible response to AIDS, it's going to be even higher, and now they've got this 1 hour test that you can do, hopefully it will be. Something like 40% of the population of most sub-Saharan African countries is under 15, so you know that's plainly going to they have the impetus is with Africa on the demographic front. Yeah. Financially, it will belong to China, but that's only partly because they have invested so heavily in Africa, with whom the demographic impetus is going to lie. I mean, I've prepared some figures. We think that Africa is going to form 23% of the world's population by 2150, compared with Europe's 5.3%. At the moment they're both currently equal on about 12%. And then if you also factor in the consideration that approximately 40% of most of sub-Saharan African countries' population is under 15, and the new 1-hour AIDS tests, which hopefully will alleviate the problem there. I mean, the complexion of the world is going to shift definitely Africa-ward. So, I mean, they do reckon that it's the demographic transition will affect the whole world, so that by 2075 we're going to reach a peak of about 9.2 billion. But it will be interesting to see whether that happens through countries becoming richer, entering the first world, education of women, availability of contraception, or whether it's going to be by some kind of environmental cataclysm if we don't reach that state quickly enough, as the race is on.
Okay. Okay, well, what about the emotion of having done your bit when you're up at least 10,000 feet in the national park?
Be my own funeral, I think, next year on my birthday, so I'm going to be 30, so anyone that's seen Logan's Run will know that that's going to be the ideal time to hold your own funeral. So the idea is I'll have people to get up and do eulogies for me. Everyone that comes along will be dressed in black. Obviously we'll be at a sympathetic funeral parlour or crematorium or something like that. I'll have to look it up in the kind of dictionary of ethical funerals, I think it is. Then I'll have people like Paul Birtle doing a poem called Looking at the Box, which is about looking at someone who's dead in a box. All the while, and yeah, eulogies in which people describe what a shit I was. The idea is I'm going to be there all made up as if I'm dead. So I've got a waxy sheen on my face in an open casket, and then when it actually goes at the end, they play the music to put it into and I go slowly rolling into the fires.